have a fun, easy project for you today. Something just to give you a little brain break. I think you'll find it really enjoyable. There's no pressure with it, and you only need a few supplies. So I hope you enjoyed this project. All right, let's get started. For this simple project, all you will need is a piece of paper. Now, I have drawing paper here because it's a little bit thicker than copy paper or computer paper. If you don't have any drawing paper, that's okay. Use computer paper. It'll still work, but it will work better with drawing paper. Sharpened pencils, you want to make sure they're sharp, an eraser, and crayons. That's all you need. Now, this project, I recommend using just a small amount of your paper. So I already have a half sheet of paper, but I'm going to half it even again so that I just have a smaller piece of paper, and you'll see why in a little bit. If you have a huge piece of paper, your wrist is going to hurt because we're going to be doing some coloring. And so you want to do something small. Plus, if you have several pieces of small paper, you have more opportunities to do this project. And I love experimenting. So I'd love to see you experiment with more than just one piece of paper. The first step is to create a design. Now, this is totally up to you, whatever you want to draw. For me, I'm just going to draw some squiggles and shapes and just something a little bit more abstract. But here's the key. You want to press hard. What we're doing here is making an impression. So that means if you were to take a microscope and go on not maybe a microscopic level, but if you were to look really closely at this paper, you would see that my pencil is making little grooves in the paper, and that's what we want. So you're gonna want to really press hard. In fact, you might need, like halfway through your drawing, you might need to go sharpen your pencil again so that it's sharp enough to make grooves. If you do it too lightly, it won't work. All right, there's my design. Like I said, I'm just doing something simple. If you want to draw a picture of something that looks like something, totally up to you. Next step, you're gonna erase it. Now, obviously, I've drawn very, very dark, and so it's not gonna erase completely, but that's okay. I don't mind that because the final effect, it won't really matter. All right, that's the best I could do. As you can see, you can still see the design a little bit. See, even over here. But like I said, that's okay. Now here's the fun part. I'm gonna color over my design with my crayons. Now here's the key. I'm gonna actually take the paper off of my crayon so that I can lay it on its side and do more of like a rubbing technique rather than a drawing technique. Now, because I made these impressions, what's gonna happen with my crayon is that my crayon is gonna color over, there we go. My crayon is gonna color all the parts of the paper that don't have the impression leaving my design. It looks really cool. Let me show you. And you might have to go layer it several times in order to get the full effect. Like as you can see, there's still quite a bit of white, so you can't see the impression as well. So you're gonna have to layer a few times, pressing. Don't be afraid to press your crayon really hard over the paper. And something else that I really encourage you to do is to layer colors. That'll also get it to be a lot darker. Ooh, and I like the way that blue and green look together. As you can see, it's already starting to work. Okay, let me show you a little closer. As you can see, those impressions stayed even though my crayon colored everything else. Now, this is kind of a fun project if you have a lot of aggression to get out, because the harder you press your crayons, the more you're gonna reveal the impressions. One thing to be careful of though is if you press really, really hard on the impression, you'll color in the impression, and you don't really want to do that. You want to just layer it and press really hard. But it creates a really cool effect. Now, I just decided to use one color to spread it. I combined two colors together, but I really encourage you to come up with different designs. You could do a rainbow and see how that turns out, or just kind of add different areas where you add different colors and see how that turns out. Like I said, when you use smaller pieces of paper, you have all these opportunities to try new designs and combinations of colors, and I really encourage you to do that. So this is just a really fun project if you just want a little brain break and you want to kind of just color and let your mind go. I really recommend this project. See, wasn't that just easy and fun and just something you can just do in your spare time, almost meditative? And honestly, can kind of get out some aggression with all of that coloring. I really hope you enjoyed doing this, and seriously, experiment. Please use lots of these little pieces of paper to make impressions and experiment with colors. I'd love to see what you do, so don't forget to post. It's always exciting to me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day.